where you find an angel like Adewale Adeniyi, a taxi driver, is the same Lagos where you find demons, vampires, vultures, herdsmen, Boko Haramists like Doctors Agabi, Doctors Ajayi, Dr. Ahaneku, Dr. Soyebi, certain Dr. John, and the Chief Medical Director of Lagos University Teaching Hospital. These names I've just called are the monsters, the vampires, the murderers who killed my younger brother yesterday at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital at about after 11, between 11 and 12. It saddens me that I have to do this video. I've always queried the narrative that our healthcare can be provided in the same manner. I never knew that my own younger brother would become part of the stats. Nigeria has claimed my brother. He only went there to visit. 4 weeks visit has turned to a nightmare, a forever nightmare for the rest of us. And for those people who knew him, somebody so filled with life, and this is how he returned. These doctors that I've just mentioned their names, I don't know them. I don't know who their CMD is or whatever they call them, Chief Medical Director. Well, he was the main culprit. My brother took ill on a Wednesday. He was in that taxi of Mr. Adeniyi for hours, between the hours of 3 to like 2 a.m. before he got a room. Most of the hospitals were rejecting him. I said money was not an issue. I thought money could buy life. Finally got to Luth. They said deposit 300,000. I said do that immediately. They did. Put him in a room. I saw that room. I said no, this is not a hospital. This is just where they put people to die. Queried it. A couple of days, the CMD said they wanted a bribe. He identified 7 other staff members. They need to wet their beak so that they could do their job. Life was at stake. So we thought, what else? Let's do it. The money is there. We paid. Things were getting worse because they weren't doing their job. People would ask, what sort of medication you giving to this young man? They didn't bother to respond on time. They didn't tell people on time what they were doing. The neurologist who was meant to look at the stroke disappeared for 2 days. CMD was nowhere to be found. They had people coming in blue uniforms, sweeping and cleaning and brushing his teeth, as if that was what they were meant to do. Somebody who had a blood clot in the brain had to remain in that comatose situation because there was no one to attend to him. Now, finally pushed. Let's take this person to the ICU. They claimed at the beginning that Luth is an ICU center. Then these doctors had the audacity to sign a certificate after they've done a CT scan saying they suspect COVID. Now every other hospitals have to put their hands off because they can't take a patient with COVID. Even when my brother provided a certificate a day before to say that he was COVID negative because he's done the test so that he could travel back to Europe. This beggars belief a lot. This is what people go through. Ordinary people don't have a chance in Nigeria. And yet they go around blaming Buhari. Buhari is not the reason why these doctors did not administer life. Buhari is not the reason why you guys neglected my brother. Why you guys displayed so much negligence for the whole world to see. I am shocked. I've cried and cried and cried. I have no more tears to cry. Now I'm writing my pains in the ink of pens. Just writing my pains away on paper. This is not somebody's story I'm telling you. This is my story. My own younger brother. I am Jude Speaks. My own younger brother died yesterday at the hands of these monsters. These people are the same as Boko Haram and the herdsmen and the kidnappers. Because you know what? They have same objectives. Not to give life, but to kill. You've become so accustomed to death that you don't want to give life. You don't want to be part of anything that would live. It is a disappointment. A nation that has so much potential, that we have these people running around killing instead of healing. And this cuts across the whole country. Whether south, north, east, west, it's just same news. What chance have people got? Tell me what chance those people who don't have any means got. Somebody told me this morning, said every walk in Nigeria, every Nigerian who walks the street is just a sickness away from dying. I've lost so many friends. I've lost a couple of people. One that was so dear to me, a friend, she's female, went to have a child and she died during childbirth due to negligence. No one is held culpable for this. That's why I'm calling these names. Dr. Agabi, I don't know you. Dr. Ajayi, Dr. Haneku, Dr. Soyebi, a certain Dr. John. Maybe it's just a pseudonym. And the CMD. I don't know if it's one of these people. These are the people who signed my brother's death sentence. Due to your negligence, a plague of death will be upon all of your household. It will go with your family to the 5th generation, trust me. A plague of barrenness, whether of wealth and of children, will be upon your households. I, Jude Speaks, I have sworn today with the pain in my heart. This is the plague I call upon the houses of these doctors. You guys are evil. Don't come out and complain about Buhari. You're being paid to do a job. You're doctors. You got salary. Yet, you insisted on being bribed. We wanted to save a life, then we decided, okay, let's play the game with them. We got a brother that needed to be saved, stabilized, so that he can fly out of the country. And yeah, this is how it ended. What will be the fate of millions who don't have the opportunity, the means to give money? Yes, some people will say, well, you decided to give bribe. Be in that situation. This is why I always talk about having the skin in the game. Yes, this is the situation where they put you, where you have doctors who are trained to save lives. They took an oath. I don't know if Nigerian doctors did or nurses took the Socrates oath, but this is what doctors do. I'm not comparing. I'm not going to sit here and act like pontificate about Europe and compare our medical system with yours. No, I'm one of those people who praise Nigeria and Nigerians. I praise their resilience. I never knew that my own brother will become part of the stats. Now look at what has happened. We have a void that we can never fill just because of your negligence at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital. For them to make call to an ambulance, they could not. They took phones from my people to make those calls, to call other doctors. What sort of hospital is that? They called out 2 ambulances. My people have to pay for those ambulances. That's not the case. They gave you money, hundreds of thousands, yet they still have to go buy medication from outside. And I understand that most of this pharmacy, where you buy this medication, and most of all of these are run by the doctors who are meant to be doing their job. Now, a hospital agreed they will take my brother in. We need to deposit 2.5 million. Again, we said that's not the problem. The money is on its way. But they needed to get a different COVID result. What happened? They said the CMD has been driving since 8 o'clock in the morning to come do that COVID test. By 11:30 something, it was not there. And this happened. Everyone can do COVID tests. Now we got the packs, but that hospital told my people that they needed 2 people to do COVID test. You neglected my brother. And as you've neglected my brother, life will neglect your family. It's an eye for an eye, and I will not rest. I will use my brother's name to fight this injustice in the Nigerian healthcare. I have always been one. More than 10, 15 years I've been saying to NHS in England, please do not employ doctors or nurses who practice in Nigeria. They are murderers and killers. You guys don't have a clue about ethics or values. I'm not saying you're not intelligent, but over time you've been corrupted, and we should not have people like you in our system because you're corrupted. I'm going to fight with the last blood that I have in my body, and using my brother's name to fight against the injustice in the healthcare sector. People have to pick their battles. I ain't longer preaching about Buhari or any other person or politicians or church pastors or imams. This is now my battle. This is now my battle. It's enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Lagos University Teaching Hospital, enough is enough. I'm coming for you all. I'm coming for you all. Trust me. This is my fight now. It's my personal fight. And I will not rest until the injustices in the health sector stops. Until the ordinary man, ordinary woman, the ordinary child is first protected before they ask for money and bribe. Everything is corrupted. Everything is decayed. Yes, we see the police officers do it outside, but the doctors and the nurses and everyone that works in hospitals in Nigeria, they're the worst murderers. They're worse than Boko Haram. They're worse than headsmen. You're killing everything that comes through your hospital. My brother walked into that hospital. He did. He walked by himself into that hospital. He was talking because I was on the phone with them. when you finally put him in a room for 2 a.m. I asked immediately, what sort of injection you guys giving to him? Let's put him to sleep. You guys have killed him. All your CMD could ask for was ask for bribe. I'm coming for you all. This is Jude Speaks.